Hello, boys and girls. Today, this is our reading lesson. We're starting a brand new unit, the last unit of our series. When we're through with this unit, then we will be ready to be out for summer. So that's kind of exciting. So we're going to start with the unit opener, which is, let's see, first we're going to start here with this, with our, that tells us what this week we're doing. So this week's essential question is, how do you decide what's important? And today you'll be reading this story, Athena and Arachne, and the genre of that story is going to be myth or drama, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. These are going to be your vocabulary words: wealth, alarmed, anguish, necessary, obsessed, possess, reward, and treasure. And these are the your spelling words. So this week's spelling words are going to have prefixes on them. The prefix is un, re, pre, and dis. And I think we've learned all of those prefixes earlier in the year. So that's what your spelling words look like. Let's read them. Disagreed, prepaid, previous, resell, unlucky, dislike, preschool, rebuild, reprint, untied, disappear, pre-cook, return, unwrap, unbeaten, robot, tiny, label, unknown, and recover. Okay, so that's the spelling words. Okay, so let's go back to our unit opener. And here we go, our unit opener. Remember the big idea, or the essential question this week is, how do we decide what's important? So we're going to read this poem here, Diamond in the Rough, and I want you to think about what is important to this little boy that this poem is about. So follow along with me, read with me if you would like, and that would be great if you read with me. So Diamond in the Rough. Dad called it a diamond in the rough, a big old field outside of town. Not just a dumping ground, a ton of trash, a mile of mess. No way, my friends say. But I just shake my head and smile. I know. I can clean it, make it green, polish up that diamond in the rough. I go each day, pick up trash, haul away sack after sack after sack. My friends follow, watching, then roll up their sleeves. They see it too, a diamond in the rough. Together we yank up weeds, rake things smooth, until finally a baseball field. Not the biggest, not the best, but ours. A diamond in the rough, by Maureen Wong. Okay, so what did this boy see? He saw a messy old field, and it was just garbage that people have been dumping in there. But he saw something in that messy old field that he could make into something that they could really enjoy, and he made it into a baseball field. So how do we decide what's important? Well, cleaning up that field and making it into a baseball diamond was really, really important to this boy. And pretty soon as he got doing it, then his friends saw the same thing and decided that they would help him. Okay, let's move on to okay, so here we go again. The essential question is, how do we decide what's important, what we value? So look at this picture of this little girl and her grandfather. What do you think she values about this? Or what does the grandfather value from just looking at this picture? What can you see? So the things that we value are the things that we feel are most important. So look at this girl's opportunity. So she has the opportunity of spending the day with her grandfather, and her grandfather has the opportunity of spending the day with his granddaughter. Do you think that's something that they both value? I think it probably is. Isn't it fun to be able to spend time with those people that you really love in your life? So spending time with people and learning new things can be more valuable than treasures to many people. Wealth is not always money and jewels. Sometimes wealth is the people we know and the things that we learn. Healthy habits and sharing with others are important too. Think about the things that are valuable to you. What do you really value? Okay, in the book with this picture, it says that spending time with my grandfather is important. He shares what he knows and helps me learn new things. He values spending time with me too. Spending time with people and learning new things are valuable to me. Healthy habits and sharing are important. So, what is of value to you? Okay, so for this week's read aloud, read aloud that you're going to listen to. The name of it is Pandora Finds a Box. And let's see if I'm on the right page. So listen to the passage of Pandora Finds a Box as it is read out loud. Okay, so the story that we're going to read, this is a myth, and features of a myth, they occur in ancient times and ancient places. They often teach a lesson or explain something about nature, and it can use gods or goddesses as characters as well as humans. So we're going to think about this. The stories that we're going to read this week are going to be myths. So you know that there's going to be questions about why it makes this story a myth. So let's think about that. Okay, so I want you to listen to this story, and it is called Pandora Finds a Box.
Pandora Finds a Box. In a time and place long ago, there lived a young woman named Pandora. One day, as she sat by the seashore, a box washed up onto the sandy bank. She picked it up and saw it was finely decorated and had a strong lock on its latch. She also saw that there were 3 words carved into the top of the box: "Do not open." Pandora wondered what could be in the box. Could it be filled with gold, silver, and jewels? "Why can't I open this box?" she said out loud. She shook it to see if whatever was inside made a noise. "I'm sure it's filled with treasure, but it's not mine," she said. "I should follow the instructions and leave it for its rightful owner." Try as she might, Pandora could not ignore the box. She was curious about what was inside and confident it was treasure. Pandora looked around to find something with which to open the box. She found a rock and began hitting it against the heavy lock. She heard a deep rumbling inside and again thought she should probably leave the box alone. She touched the words carved into the lid: "Do not open." However, curiosity once again caused her to pick up the rock. With one final blow, the lock broke and the latch was free. Pandora slowly lifted the top. Suddenly, the top flew open with such force that Pandora fell back upon the sand. Out of the box swirled dark, smoky wisps. They rose into the sky and flew off in 4 directions. Pandora looked into the box, expecting to find it empty. Inside was a scroll of paper and a dandelion. Pandora read the scroll. "You have just let loose terrible things in the world: sadness, greed, pain, and hunger. The dandelion contains the seeds of hope. Blow the seeds and let the winds carry them away. This will make certain that there will always be hope." Pandora blew the dandelion seeds of hope and watched them float away. She wondered if they would be enough. Feeling the heavy burden of what she had done, Pandora crept home alone.
Okay, so if we were in class at this time, I would have you summarize this story for me. And remember, when we summarize, we retell the story in our own words. So think about that for a minute and kind of summarize this story, what happened, and what's the lesson that we learned from this. Remember, this story is a myth. Its myths are not true. They occur in ancient times, and in ancient times and places have magic in them. And they usually teach a lesson. So think about what this story taught. What did this story teach us? I think of the idiom, curiosity killed the cat. So she was very curious. She wouldn't let it go that she wasn't supposed to open that box. She opened it anyway. And then she released sadness and greed and pain and hunger into the world. And then she felt really bad about doing that, didn't she? So she blew the dandelion seeds, hoping that it would spread hope throughout the world. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's look at our vocabulary words for this week. Okay, we just read them on that sheet that has all of this week's information on it, but let's look at the definitions. So we've got alarmed, anguish, necessary, obsessed, possesses, reward, treasure, and wealth. Alarmed, whoops, I went too far. Maybe I didn't. So the word is alarmed. Jess was alarmed as he watched the barber cut his hair. The next word is anguish. Andy felt anguish when he realized his bike was missing.
Anguish. Anguish is the great suffering of the mind or agony.
Okay, so anguish is suffering, and you're in agony. So the definition for alarmed means to be afraid or being frightened. Okay, whoops. And then the next word is necessary. Necessary means something that needs to be done or something that is required. So food is necessary for all living things. The next word is obsessed. Obsessed is when you're obsessed, you think about one thing all the time and nothing else. You're obsessed with it. So Paul is obsessed with space and wears his astronaut suit all the time. Possess. Possess is to have something or to own something. Dan and Meg possess a huge bunch of colorful balloons. The next word is reward. Reward is something given to or received in return for something done. So Dad took us on vacation as a reward for getting good grades in school. And the next word is treasure. Treasure can be money, jewels, or other things that are valuable to you. So Lila found a real treasure at the bookstore. And wealth is a great amount of money or great amount of valuable things that you have. We are counting our money and we'll share our wealth by donating it.
Wealth. Wealth is a great amount of money or valuable things.
Okay, and that's all of our vocabulary words. So today you're going to be reading a story called Athena and Arachne. I don't know if I say that quite right, but Athena and Arachne. And it is only 3 pages long. It is a myth or drama. And, let's just read about it. So, and it's written like a play. And there is 3 pages. So let's look at right here, myth or drama. Let's listen to what this tells us.
Myth, drama. Athena and Arachne is a myth and a drama or play. A myth tells how something came to be. A drama tells a story through dialogue and is performed, is separated into scenes and has stage directions. Find text evidence. I see that Athena and Arachne is a myth and a play. It is divided into 3 scenes. It uses dialogue and stage directions to tell how spiders came to weave webs. Scene. A scene is a part of a play. Scenes tell the story in time order. Stage directions. Stage directions tell what the characters do and how they move. Dialogue. Dialogue is the words the characters speak.
Okay, and then let's go back and talk about theme. Okay, so let's listen to this.
Theme. The theme of a story is the author's message. Think about what the characters do and say. This will help you figure out the theme. Find text evidence. In Athena and Arachne, Arachne learns that bragging and too much pride can lead to trouble. This is the story's theme. I can reread to find details that help me figure out the theme. Graphic organizer. Detail. Arachne said that many people want to possess her cloth, but few can afford it. Only those with great wealth can buy it. Theme. Bragging and too much pride can lead to trouble.
Okay, so you are going to have a paper that looks like this where you're going to have to tell some details and then tell me the theme of the story. So here, right here, this is an answer to one of those questions. The theme is bragging and too much pride can lead to trouble. So I want, in the details, you're going to tell me different things that let you know that this is the theme. You're going to tell me things that you read in the story that help you know that this is the theme of the story, okay? And we also have making predictions. You use details in the story to help you predict what's going to be happening and what's coming up next. And then this week we'll also be talking about root words. So root words are the simplest form of a word, and they help you figure out the meaning of the related word. For example, in Athena and Arachne, I see the word competition. I think the root word of competition is to compete. I know compete means to be in contest. I think a competition is a contest where people try to win. So you can see in the story it says, I am a much better weaver than Athena, and I'm sure I could beat her in a weaving competition. So the root word of competition is to compete. So if you don't know the meaning of a word, and you look it up or you think about the root word, that sometimes helps you determine the meaning of a word. So we will be reading this to go back for me. Athena and Arachne today, and I want to show you, those of you that are able to get into the Wonder site, and let me just go there. Oh, no, yes, maybe I can. Those of you that are able to go in to the Wonder site, and you will go in this way. You get to this page, and you remember how to do that, and then you'll go here. Read. And then it will show you the, hopefully it's going to give you the right week. This has got the wrong weeks on it. But anyway, if you can't find that in that right week, then I have it on a paper that I'm going to put in the assignment tab. And it's going to, here's the story. And then here are the questions. There's only really two questions. This is, how can you tell that the Athena and Arachne are myths? And then you need to tell me the theme of the story, giving me 3 details, and then tell me what the theme of the story is. And that's all there is to today's reading lesson. So you'll have an adjective paper, and you'll have this question paper, and then I'll probably ask you to write all of your spelling words at least once. So that would be good to write your vocabulary words with the meaning, and you can just copy all that off of this paper here. You've got the vocabulary with the meanings with their definitions here, and here's all the spelling words. So all of that will be in your assignment tab. So get your work done, and I will be talking to you later.